All right, guys, today we are doing lesson 4.5, which is solving logarithmic equations. So just taking all of our rules and setting them equal to a number so we can solve an equation with it. Be broken up into a couple videos, so just make sure you watch each one. Goes with the notes in the packet and all that stuff. So what I want you guys to do is pause the video and try and do these 5 warm-up problems, and then from there, you can resume it. All right, so with the first one, we have, it's basically, again, it's 7 to the what power equals root 7. We can match the bases here. It's going to be 7 to the something equals 7 to the 1/2, right? You can use x or you can use a question mark. Again, just make sure you don't say x equals. The answer is just going to be 1/2, right? The next one, log in base 10, but log 30 minus log of 3. That's our quotient rule, so we can make it log of 30 divided by 3, which is log of 10. And so again, the base is 10, so it's 10 to the what power equals 10. So 10 to the first equals 10. So that answer is just 1. The next one we are going to condense. So what I'm going to do first is just move all of my coefficients into the exponents. That's going to be the first step of, condensing. And those ones are, and again, if it's a positive logarithm, those go in the numerator. So it's log in base 4, because they all have a base of 4. I want to check for that first. Of the positive logarithm, so my positives are a to the third and d. And then my negative logarithms would be the other two, so that would be a b and a c squared. So that would be my answer to that one. And then if I had to expand it, so work the other way, right, I have 5 times a to the third times b times z to the fourth. So I'm going to make these into a bunch of different logs. So log in base 3 of 5 plus, right, there's no division, so these are all going to be positive logarithms. 3 log in base 3 of a, because it's a to the third, plus log in base 3 of b for the b, and then plus 4 log in base 3 of z. It doesn't really matter what order you put them in. They're all being added, so it won't make a difference. This last one you can't do. I don't know if you got stuck on it, right? But it's basically 3 to the what power equals 8. And you can't do that, right? You're never going to be able to match the bases. So today what we're going to bring in is a way to solve these problems, which is going to involve your calculator. So if you have a calculator, you can take it out. And go to the next slide. So we have this thing called a change of base formula, right? So when we're problem solving with certain types of problems, it doesn't really matter if you use a common log or a natural log. Any log is going to work with any base. And so I have log in base a of x equals log in base b of x divided by log in base b of a. Now, if that uses just a base of b, but if you want to use a base of 10, it's really the same rule. Log in base a of x equals log of x over log of a, or natural log of x over natural log of a. It doesn't matter, right? So if you can't do log in base a of x, but you do have a calculator, you can just do log of the argument, which is x in the numerator, and divide it by log of the base. So the base is actually becoming an argument when it goes in the denominator. And that will always work, right? So in my last example, we had log in base 3 of 8. I could do that by using log 8, make sure you close off the parenthesis, divided by log of 3. And we get an answer of 1.89, which kind of makes sense. Like 3 to the what power is equal to 8. Well, 3 to the second is 9, so it'd be a little bit less than 2, which kind of makes sense. So what I want you guys to do is, actually, I'm going to show you a different way to do this as well. If you wanted to do this a different way, you can actually hit the math button. If this is going to work. You can see it over here. I'm not sure why it's not actually working over here. But there's a button that's called log base, and most of you will have it on your calculators. The TI-83s don't. But if you use log base, you can actually have this option of typing in log in base 3 of 8, and you don't have to use the change of base formula. But you can see you'd get the same answer over here as well. So that will work as well. So you guys can do these 3 problems and you can check it with the person next to you. You can also do a common sense check, like 4 to the what power is 37 and that stuff. But try these on your calculator, get an answer, check it with the people around you, and then you can move on.